Namaste. We're going to be doing a Kundalini meditation for today. And before we go into the meditation, I wanted to share three main energy channels with you, according to the yogic lineage, that begin at the pelvic floor. And the left one draws up the left side of the body and comes up to the third eye. And that's called the Ida. And the Pingala works down the right side and returns back to the pelvic floor. And at the base of the spine, energetically speaking, lies what's called the Kundalini Shakti. And so the idea of purification practices and ritual and asana practice and breath work and meditation, energy work, is to try to awaken this dormant energy that's represented like a coiled snake, and allowing that creative life force to awaken and dance upward into these higher, more etheric centers. You think about kind of the masculine energy sitting at the crown of the head. The Kundalini Shakti represents what's called the feminine aspect. But also the left side is the Ida, and that is represented by the lunar or feminine. And the Pingala is represented by the masculine or the solar. And what we're trying to do is magnetize and bring everything awakening to the central channel, which is about harmonious balance and being really centered and aligned, where that energy is free flowing upstream, downstream, line of liberation up, line of manifestations and grounding down. And what we'll be doing is we'll start to just ground your feet or your seat, depending on how you're sitting in the moment. Erect your spine. Let your shoulders drop down and back. Your chin being parallel to the earth. I don't know if you ever went to, I can't remember if it was Universal Studios or a Disney park in Orlando back in the day, but they had something called Dueling Dragons. And it was two really cool roller coasters. And one was blue and one was red. And one represented the fiery dragon, obviously the red one. And when you would be waiting in line and meandering through the building, it would be hot. It'd have all this heat blowing on you. And then, of course, when you would get into the line with the blue dragon, they would have all this air conditioning and fans blowing on you, so it'd be freezing cold. So it was like the ice and the fire dragon. And when you would be going through the roller coasters, they would wrap around each other, which made it kind of thrilling. But after we center and breathe, we're going to drop back into that. We're going to start winding our hands like this. And you can think about that energy spiraling upward, crossing over those energy vortices, those chakras. I even interchange the hands as I'm coming up. So I kind of think about doing it at the base and at the sacral and at the solar plexus and the heart and the throat and the third eye and the crown, and then come back down. Do it again. All right, so I think you've got the gist of it. Relax your arms and shoulders. Set up. having the spine more vertical. Relaxing any tension from the shoulders. Softening the furrow of the brow. Centering yourself with breath. Imagine the Ida pulling up the left side. As you breathe out, imagine the Pingala down the right side. One being lunar, feminine, and the other being warming, solar, masculine. Lunar, feminine, cooling on the inhale. Warming, solar, masculine on the exhale. Now envision at the base of your back, sitting at the pelvic floor, two coiled snakes. Representing transformation. Representing the divine masculine and the divine feminine. Allow both to be represented. We're going to imagine that the feminine is black. Black like the sky on a new moon. And we're going to imagine the masculine being golden with red eyes. And the black snake having white eyes. As you continue to picture them vividly in your mind's eye, allow there begin a little movement, some awakening, some stirring. And then with your hands, we're going to imagine that one hand is the black snake with white eyes and the other is the gold snake with red eyes. And you're going to intertwine and dance them up the chain from the base at the root to the sacral, to the solar plexus, to the heart, to the throat, to the third eye, to the crown, and back down. And then once you get the hang of it, you don't have to have the perfect counts. It doesn't have to line up perfectly in front of one of the chakras. Just find a rhythm. Keep it going. Keep the imagery occurring in your mind's eye. Dancing in the serpentine motion. Let's do it 3 more times. It's a good workout for the hands and the arms, isn't it? All right. At the completion, cup your palms open on your lap, but bring your index fingers to meet your thumbs. The Jnana hand mudra. Connection, union, wisdom. So them dancing together in that serpentine motion is showing their unison. Separate yet in sync, blended, working harmoniously together. Some say that they recognize like the DNA strand within that same design. And meditation turns on the positive expression of our DNA. That positive expression is allowing for more possibilities even. Opening up to new potentials. Imagine one of those potentials being the peace that passeth all understanding. The capability of being able to love the unlovable, to forgive the unforgivable. The ability to dance with duality, to rise above with a higher perspective, to embody unity, consciousness. If or when the mind gets busy, if or when you need to turn to a technique, please know you can come back and you can wave your hands and you can imagine one being the black snake representing the feminine, the lunar, the cooling, one representing the fire or solar, the masculine. Threading them together, weaving them together. And then if your arms get tired, or if you feel like you can drop back in, move back in to meditate. Again, see that braiding of the black and the gold coming up the astral spine. In perfect union. Open the eyes and bring your hands to prayer position at your heart.